Hi, this is Darwin Bray, and this is my area inquiry presentation over the difference between chronological age and developmental age of kindergarten students. According to BASIC, there are five main categories to kindergarten: school readiness, teacher perception of student preparedness, academic and non-academic class time, classroom structure, pedagogy, and testing. My research question is, what determines when students are ready for kindergarten, chronological or developmental age? Going to go into definitions. Chronological age is the actual amount of time a person has been alive, days, months, or years. So at some point, we're going to be looking at the age of the person. Developmental age is a reference to how closely a person's physical development aligns with an average development events such as walking, talking, and complex thinking. This is where it dives into more of the testing, developmental testing, to see where students are at when they are ready for the kindergarten process. What we know, according to Mendez, kindergarten students should be ready to learn with varied curriculum when they start school. There are requirements set by the states and districts to elevate mastery of skills by students, thus placing added responsibility onto educators and parents. Effects of all-day kindergarten. First grade curriculum is required. Content is being taught at kindergarten level, and the students are not prepared for the higher standards and rigors of coursework. Students' abilities and teachers' attitudes. Teacher attitudes towards kindergarten readiness assessments are perceived to minimize students' adjustment period for a structured school environment. Even by the time a student reaches the second grade, recalling data and rapid retrieval is still not developed. According to Goldstein, the analysis of their study indicated below average ranking on free and reduced programs, especially young male skills, are a predictor of retention. And a lot of this comes from where we have a cutoff area for the state of Kansas, and it's August 31st. And a lot of people believe that, when a student just turns 5, or even a boy turns 5 at that young age, they are actually ready for kindergarten. And we've seen a lot of students come to us that are not ready. What do we know? Chronological age, according to Molborn, when students begin the school transition phase, is the key for remaining years of middle and high school. This adds to the impact of social, economic, physical, or mental condition. I think a lot of people think that if you have a young child and getting them into school is the best thing. It could be where the fact of maybe another year of development would be a great idea. That way, when they did start school, yes, their chronological age may be a little older, but there's not such a social or emotional transition period. What do we know? Developmental age, a study by Rosenberg-Lee. He suggests that 1 year difference between second and third grade is affected by a large growth in mathematical processes, cognitive response, conductivity. They argue lumping large age groups together can cause students to miss important developmental steps in mathematical procedures. And I've actually seen this where teaching fourth grade, I've had students that are probably 9, 8 going into 9, and also students that are 10 going into 11. There is a huge difference between that age group, and when you put them with mathematics, teaching them mathematics, some students really get the procedures, some miss that conductivity because of the fact that they may be younger and not quite understand the steps and that things. We need to look into that farther. Developmental age is a set of cognitive processes involving production of execution, monitoring, regulation, and adjustment of goal-oriented behaviors. That is by Jacobs, Martins, and Francesca. There are 3 core elements: working memory, self-control, and perspective of special and interpersonal. What we don't know: How do we get students ready for kindergarten? Do developmental tests align with developmental age? At what point do you choose developmental age over chronological age, or do you? There were some of the questions that I hope to uh, dive in deeper and explain and figure out. Here's my references. Some really great information out there over developmental age, chronological age, kindergarten retention, teachers' perceptions, and those kind of things. So I think this is going to be a really good topic to dive into and maybe be able to explain a little bit more and be ready for those questions from parents and students and those kind of things eventually, because we're really looking at the best thing for student success. So, and that's my presentation. Thank you.